We are live from the Max Stern Athletic Center. I'm Yaakov Lazar here with Yosef Silver, here between the crosstown rivalry between the Yeshiva University Maccabees and the NYU Violets. Yosef, what's it going to take for YU to get in the win column today?
Well, you have to see both of these teams, interestingly enough, they're really high-powered teams. NYU is 6-0. They're coming back from an LA trip. They beat Cal Lutheran, and they beat George Fox. They scored 105 points in that game, so they're really coming out hot. For YU, it's been a little bit tougher this season. They're 0-5, but their 5 losses have come against Chapman, who's received votes, number 1 Trinity, number 2 Randolph-Macon, number 4 Tufts, and number 15 Mary Washington. So they've played a legit schedule. They've been in 3 of those 5 games. And really, you know, they changed a couple things down the stretch. We're looking at a 3-2 team. So this is a very legit squad. They've had their moments. Obviously, they've struggled at end of games to kind of finish things up. But overall, it's been a positive season. There's a lot of things to highlight for YU. In terms of this game in particular, something to look out for YU, something that they need to do in order to come home with the victory and get that win column going, is they're going to have to take care of the basketball. And stay consistent on offense. We've seen from YU, especially in that game against Tufts, they're coming off a game this past Sunday where they traveled up to Boston. They were up 70-49 with 10 minutes to go in the game, ultimately blew it, lost in overtime. Something that they really struggled with and throughout the whole season is to stay consistent. They have to stay consistent with the basketball, keep running their stuff on offense, keep taking good shots, taking smart shots, being patient, and not turning the ball over. There was one stretch in that game where I went from a 21-point lead to a 12-point lead in about a minute and a half because they're not taking smart shots. They're turning over the basketball. They really just need to do a better job of that. Staying consistent, sticking with the game plan, and taking care of the basketball. Those are going to be the keys for the Max.
Quickly, Yosef, tell me who the key players this game are going to be.
So in terms of Yeshiva, obviously Max Zakheim gets a lot of credit. Obviously, Zevi Samet, we all know, the sharpshooter for YU. But look for Yoav Oselka. Yoav Oselka's actually had a really fun start to the season. He's coming off a game against Tufts where he had 28 points, 10 rebounds. He's thrown in a lot of assists every game this year. And that 6'7" frame creates a real matchup problem for a lot of bigs. So look for him to get going. In terms of NYU, look for number 22 senior forward, Quinn Clark. He's a captain for these guys. They've had a lot of roster turnover over the past couple of years, but he's been a consistent piece for them. Last time he was in this building 2 years ago, he had 15 and 9 as a sophomore. Now as a senior, he's going to look to make a big impact.
Thanks, Yosef. We've got basketball right after the commercial break, so stay tuned. Thank you.
Defending Israel with David Harris, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on JBS.
Jewish Broadcasting Service for broadcasting this game on national television. JBS is dedicated to strengthening Jewish identity and education through their 24/7 programming. It's an incredible platform for sharing these games, and we're so grateful for the support of the family for once again making this TV broadcast possible. The starting lineups are sponsored by the Yeshiva University Office of Admissions. As you start your college journey, make sure to visit us online and check out the great virtual events and opportunities we have for YU students and how for you too to become a Maccabee. The starting lineups for the NYU Violets, starting at guard, 5'10" junior from Greenwich, Connecticut, number 1, Carnegie Johnson. Starting at guard, the 6'1" senior from Glenridge, New Jersey, number 22, Brian Musako. Starting at guard, the 6'2" grad student from Dayton, Ohio, number 4, Darren Rubin. Starting at forward, the 6'5" grad student from Miami, Florida, number 14, Andrew Waldman. Starting at forward, the 6'6" senior from Springfield, Virginia, number 22, Quinn Clark. The Violets are coached by head coach Waleed Fareed. The starting lineup for your Yeshiva University Maccabees. At guard, the 6' senior from Bergenfield, New Jersey, number 23, Max Zakheim. At guard, the 6'2" senior from Mudson, New York, number 12, Zevi Samet. The 6'5" senior from Fairlawn, New Jersey, Orson Jeski. The 6'7" forward from Rishon LeZion, Israel, number 11, Yair Dovrat. And rounding it out, the 6'7" junior from Givatim, Israel, number 55, Yoel Selka. The Macs are coached by head coach Elliot Steinmetz. Yosef, NYU undefeated. YU hasn't won a game yet. How does YU get in the win column and knock off NYU's undefeated season?
Yeah, so like we said in the pregame, it's really just going to come down to consistency. It's been a consistent issue, ironically, for the Macs throughout their time here. It's just about playing mature, right? These guys are all seniors, except the freshman sensation here. Dovrat, Yoav Oselka, only a senior, but a lot of these guys, they're seasoned players. And at a certain point, it comes down to, you have to be able to play your best ball when it matters. The first game against Chapman, we saw was free throw issues down the stretch. Against NYU, it was, against Tufts, it was, rushing the offense and being quick. Against Mary Washington, it was turnovers late, especially on that inbound play. Shout out to our graphics team for the beautiful starting lineup graphic, as always. But for YU, it's really just going to come down to being consistent, playing their game, and doing what it takes to win. I know it sounds silly, but really look for them to get those cuts going, get those screens going, and just be patient. Like we were saying before, if you go down the court and you shoot a contested three-pointer with over 20 seconds on the clock and the other team grabs the rebound and goes on a fast break, that's basically the same thing as a turnover. So it's really going to come down to offensive consistency for the Maccabees.
Absolutely. We are just about set for tip-off. The officials give the thumbs up to each other. And here we go. Oselka and Waldman for the tip. Tip is one, and it's going to go off Johnson, out of bounds, Maccabees ball.
That's something we've seen from YU. They almost had that set play coming off the tip, and just great energy to get to the ball, force the turnover off of Johnson.
NYU set to play a man-to-man. Zakheim's bringing it right to left. Hands for Oselka. Oselka with the top of the key. Hands for Dovrat on the left wing. So tries to find the cutting Oselka. Went through his legs, went to Samet. Zakheim with it, guarded by Johnson. A spin on him. Now up top to Oselka, back down to Samet. A left wing three. Rattles in and out. Rebound, tip, taken. And it's going to be, who's off? Off Orson Jeski. NYU ball. He's battling Johnson on the baseline with it. Johnson's going to walk it up. Going to be picked up by Zakheim at half court. Gives it over for Durbin. There's the lob inside. Waldman with the finish.
And that's great ball movement by NYU. Obviously the start you're looking for. If you're Yeshiva, you got to be more aware of those inside passes. Those can be killers if you don't keep your head up.
Dovrat's got it. Looking to cutting Sam, it wasn't there. Oselka reset at top of the key. Sinjevsky's now got it right wing. Oselka's got it. Spins in the lane. Dump off for Sam, and he's going to throw it back out to Orr. Sinjevsky one-on-one. Now post off to Oselka, and he'll score with the spin.
And that comes off of a screen from Zevi Samit earlier, forcing the mismatch. And that's something that Yair Dovrat does. He moves so, Yoav Oselka does. He moves so smoothly, but then he creates the mismatch. When you have that guard on him, he's able to just box him out in the paint.
Durbin with it. Swing it back for Johnson. Johnson will hand it off for Musaka. Brian Musaka, the heart and soul of this team. Durbin, swing, kick corner to Waldman, a three. It's good. Waldman's got all 5 early on for NYU.
That's a key for this Max defense. You got to be smart on your rotations. A little bit late on the rotation to the corner, and NYU made him pay.
Salmon's pass got deflected. Oselka's got it, and he threw out of bounds. Looked like Shinjevsky slipped. Wasn't sure if he was held or not.
I think
turnover.
I think that was Orsinjevsky doing his signature, trying to draw a foul. Once he saw he couldn't get that pass, tried to get something from the officials, but nothing happening that time.
Clark's got it, hands for Waldman. He's had a hot start. Using the screen, he'll pull a deep triple. Back of the rim, no good. Rebounded, and another chance. Durbin, a three-pointer. It's good.
Yeah, and that's Darren Rubin.
My apologies. I think I've called him Durbin like 4 times. My fault. Shinjevsky now with it. Cutting Samit. Gets position on the up fake and the finish. Coach Fareed wanted to travel, didn't get it. Rubin for Waldman. Johnson, a three-pointer off the rim, no good. Rebound Shinjevsky. Dovrat with his first touch of the game. Dover now with it, working on Johnson. Up top, Shinjevsky, a three-pointer. It's in and out. And Johnson will race it the other way. He'll drive at Zakheim on the floater. Gets the soft roll.
And that's really nice from Carnegie Johnson. He's a transfer actually from Navy. So we're talking about a D1 transfer, and that was a D1 transfer kind of play. Great job by him.
Oselka with it. Finds Samit top of the key. Shinjevsky's got it. They're going to try to post up Dovrat on the smaller defender, and it's picked up by Rubin off the loose ball. Another Max turnover. Rubin can't finish. It gets swung out. Musaka with 3 is good. Timeout. Maccabees. We will send it to a commercial break. We'll be right with you.
Hey Max fans, this is Joseph Gittler, YU class of 1996, founder and chairman of Leket Israel. The skies are reopening, so come and volunteer with us in Israel as soon as you make it here. Please also consider supporting us as you think about your charity. And of course, go Max!
We are back. The Max Stern Athletic Center. It's been a rough start from the Max so far. NYU 16, Yeshiva 4. What's been the reason NYU's been able to be able to get off to a big start?
Yeah, so it's kind of just been, there's a lot of energy right now on the NYU side. They've kind of been blitzing the Max both on offense and on defense. Just quick ball movement, quick pace, a lot of defensive pressure we see right here. They're going in a full court press, trying to cause a turnover off the timeout. And right on cue.
There's another turnover for Yeshiva. You spoke about this pregame, and Orford Yeshiva they've got to clean up on the turnovers. It's been a sloppiness so far that's been the reason they haven't won a game. They got to clean it up if they want to win tonight. Inbound up top to Waldman, working on Shinjevsky. Now Johnson gets around the screen. Musako. Up top, swing it, Rubin. Pulls a deep 3, he's got another one. I apologize earlier, I said 16-4, it was really 13-4. The scoreboard was wrong, now it's 16-4.
Yeah, Darren Rubin now 2 of 3 from the line. He's just been excellent so far, as that's stolen by Quinn Clark.
Here's Johnson on the fast break, goes at Zakheim, finishes. Zakheim went straight up, didn't want to give up an N1, but Johnson's able to finish. 18-4 early on. Gotan Barichev set to check in at the next break. Zakheim for Samit. Tries to get it quickly into Oselka, and it's another turnover. Now Musako racing it up. Kick to Waldman on the up fake. Rubin. Johnson, a corner 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound Salmon. He'll look to push, try to get something going. Samet, great pass inside to Oselka, and he's able to finish.
Great transition offense there from the Maccabees. They were able to catch the smaller guard, Darren Rubin, kind of sleeping on the defense for Oselka, and an easy 2 points for YU. And look for them to get the ball and force turnovers to try to cut into this lead, as that's a three-pointer.
Musako drills another triple.
And Musako, we talk about a lot about Rubin being a good shooter. Musako up to 40% on the year.
Zakheim collapses the defense up top to Dovrat. Dovrat to Sinjevsky. Post up Oselka. Inside. Finishes through the contact of Waldman.
That's now up to 6 points for Yoav Oselka. He has 6 of the max 8 points. Look for them to maybe try to work the ball through him. They're getting a lot of pressure on the outside. If they work the ball through the inside, maybe that can open up things on the perimeter.
Johnson into the lane, kick out. Rubin, a long three-pointer is good. They are lighting it up from downtown early on, 24-8. An incredible shooting performance to start the game. Sinjevsky will drive baseline, a euro around Musako and a finish.
That's Orsinjevsky showing off his talents right there. Unbelievable take to the hoop.
Here's a drive and a miss by Clark. A rare miss for NYU. Sinjevsky will now bring it into the front court. He'll attack the smaller Johnson and can't finish with the offhand. Johnson will now race it up the front court. Hand for Musako, will now hand to Rubin. Back to Johnson. Waldman's got it. Hand for Johnson, guarded by Zakheim. Doesn't use the slip screen. It's a kick to the corner. Musako working on Samet. The dump down, stolen by Oselka. Now Dovrat's got it.
That was great defense by Zevi off the pass, forcing the ball right away from Brian Musako, not letting him get an opportunity at the basket.
Zakheim the spin. Kick out of Oselka, top of the key. Sinjevsky's now got it. He's going to try to post up from the three-point line. A spin inside to Oselka. Back to Sinjevsky, a three-pointer. It's good.
And that's more of what you want from the Maccabees. Good ball movement, opening to a clean look, and obviously it all comes down to hitting the shot.
And as you said, playing inside out basketball, as Rubin hits another pull-up 15-footer. An unbelievable shooting performance by NYU to start this game. They can't miss right now, Yosef.
Yeah, NYU up to 10 of 15 from the field, 6 of 9 from 3.
Cutting Samet wasn't there. Johnson may have stepped in the baseline. Wasn't called. Here's Waldman now to the corner. Musako, no hesitation on a three is good. Another three-pointer. They're 7 and 10 from downtown. Zakheim now with it. Oselka to Dovrat. Zakheim with it. Corner to Sinjevsky. He'll pull another three. Off the rim, no good.
Good idea there from the Maccabees. That's kind of one of the shots you're looking for. Orsinjevsky usually can hit that from the corner. But they're really going to have to start getting some stops.
Waldman's now got it top of the key. Hand for Rubin. Got a flyby, didn't take the shot. Johnson now working on Zakheim, the corner. Musako. Shot clock down to 6. Johnson working on Samet now. His pull on midi. Off the rim, no good. The ball gets batted out. Johnson. That's a Rubin three. Off the rim, no good. Samet now with it into the front court. Match by Musako finds Zakheim darting to the rim for the layup.
Samet had the ball, and Zakheim off the ball, looked up, saw the wide open court, and launched the red rocket straight down the paint. Great job by Zakheim to identify the open space. A
majority of the max points now I feel like have come in transition. Try to get more of that going. Get back into this game. Oselka grabs a rebound off finally a missed three-pointer, what it feels like. Couldn't make them all for forever. Zakheim attacks, draws the foul, couldn't finish. But we'll go to the line for two.
Once again, the Red Rocket doing what he does, launching himself towards the basket, trying to force some points for YU. And over the past couple minutes, the Macs have done a much better job. NYU hasn't put up any points for the last minute 34. But that's the key for Yeshiva. NYU at one point was on pace for about 140 points. I mean, they're still on pace for about 120. But if Yeshiva's going to climb back into this game, it's not just about being efficient on offense. They're going to have to get some stops.
Yeshiva's not going to beat them in a shootout. We have a trivia question. The Macs have one win against NYU, which was back in November 2016. Who is the Macs leading scorer? Tweet your answers to @MaxLiveTrivia. As Zakai makes the second. Cuts down the lead down to 12. Johnson now with it. As a steal, Sinjevsky stole from Clark. Drives and can't finish. Zakai on the putback.
That's a great job by the Red Rocket. How many times have we said his name in the past couple minutes? Just staying aware, staying on the ball.
That's going to be an offensive foul as Clark runs over Sinjevsky.
Great job by Orr playing mind games with the veteran forward. Drawing the charge there after there was some contact on the initial layup on the play before.
Couple of subs in for the Macs. Dotan Barchev is in. The rookie, Nate Jacobs, is in, and so is Roy Ikovich.
Coach Steinmetz clearly putting in a little bit of a more defensive lineup, trying to force some mismatches.
Zakai no good on a triple, and it hits the sixth defender. The stanchions leading it from the ceiling.
Yeah, the Macs with that home court advantage. Usually it happens more often to the opponents than it does to us, but Max Zackheim, the most recent victim.
A couple of subs have been made over the last few plays for NYU. Number 8, Alex Daniels is in the game. Number 11, Henry Bickford has just checked in. Johnson will hand for Bickford. Now to Daniels. It's instant energy off the bench. Number 33, Jonathan Sigurdsson is in the game as well. As he'll hand for Daniels. Daniels gets into the lane. Falls down, no call. There's a kick to the corner, Musako. Up top. Bickford lost the ball. And it will stay YU ball.
And that's a great defensive possession so far by the Macs. Obviously, there's still 4 seconds on the clock, so they're going to have to make sure not to give YU a good shot. But NYU's come in with a lot of energy and a lot of intensity, and the Macs, over the past couple minutes, have really been able to match that, especially on the defensive end.
They throw a lob at the basket and a bank in for Sigurdsson.
Yeah, Jonathan Sigurdsson, standing at 6'10", used all of that frame to go over Roy Itzkovich. As much as Roy was in the right spot, not much you can do there when it just goes so far over him.
Jacobs, finds Barchev a long three-pointer off the rim, no good. Johnson the rebound, and he'll race it up the court. Kick to the corner for Daniels. Back down to the corner, it's a Bickford three, and it's off the rim, no good. Jacobs another rebound. That's not, it's his first rebound of the game. Zackheim ends up in Dover at left wing, working on Daniels. Itzkovich now going to try to back down Bickford. Dotan with it. Match up with the 6'10", Sigurdsson. Dovrat, back to Barchev. Just missed three, didn't take that one. Zackheim pulls the three. Off the rim, no good. Rebound, Itzkovich. Turns, spin, through the contact, no call, no bucket. Johnson will race it up the court. Hand for Bickford. Daniels now. Johnson will reset it. Carnegie Johnson up top, Musako. Daniels will pull a triple. Back iron, no good. Another rebound for Itzkovich.
Great job by Roy on the box out. Carnegie Johnson's been so dangerous on the offensive glass. Great job by Roy to take advantage.
Dovrat a long three is good. Now Dovrat on the board. And a timeout. NYU. Or are we going to say there's no timeout?
I think the officials thought NYU took a timeout. Coach Fareed saying, what are you talking about? I didn't say anything. So I believe they're still going to let the subs in as it ends up being an official timeout. NYU to take out the ball baseline. 8:27 to go. The Macs have cut this to a 9-point game.
I think the timeout is maybe to adjust the net after the Dovrat three, but not called by NYU's head coach. Daniels now with it. Daniels trapped. Gets it off to McIntyre just in the game. Now Rubin's got it. Rubin, Bickford, down low to Sigurdsson, he missed the layup. Point blank range, couldn't hit it. Dotan Barchev to Dovrat. Finds Jacobs. Jacobs attacks, will spin. Jumper in the lane is blocked.
That's Sigurdsson's long reach. That 6'10" height comes with a really long wingspan. Came out of nowhere, reached his arm out, and got a piece of that shot from Jacobs.
Yeah, Jacobs still adjusting to the athletes of college basketball. So obviously, of course, his first year. Rubin's now got him a good cut of the basket. Up top, the 6'10" Sigurdsson for three, off the rim, no good. Rebound, fought for, taken by Samet. Samet will push it, no numbers, there's a 3-on-3. Samet now drives the lane, falls down, and he's gonna be called for the foul, Sigurdsson.
And we'll see on the replay.
Might have been a bit of a sell job by Zevi.
Zevi Samet bringing it down, and his feet kind of got caught up on the. If you see on the replay, maybe this angle will be a little bit better. I believe it was Daniels who ended up getting tripped up with Samet. But the sharpshooter will go to the line for two. Zevi Samet, he was pretty high up in free throw percentage last year for Skyline. Ended up number 2 last year in the conference. This year it's been a little bit more of a struggle, but still shooting 80%, which is an extremely high clip.
As Samet, of course, made the first. Samet, second free throw. Is true. 7-point game, and if I told you NYU is going to start off shooting 7 for 10 from 3, as there's a loose ball, maybe an over and back or a carry, wasn't there. A lot was going on. Sigurdsson, it's called for the foul by Orr. As I was saying, if I told you NYU was going to start off 7 for 10 from 3 and that with 7 minutes to go in the first half, it was only a 7-point game, I think you'd have to sign up for that.
Yeah, you know, we were talking earlier about the max maturity, and it's really tough to go down by a lot, especially early, especially the way they got blitzed.
Sigurdsson missed the initial attempt, but was able to stick with it, put it back in, and a foul.
Just going back on that point, as we'll check the replay first. That's a nice give and go between Sigurdsson, and forces the double, which then allows for an open lane. And with nobody on that 6'10" frame from Sigurdsson, easy offensive rebound, puts it back up and gets fouled. But we're talking about the max maturity. It's easy to put your head down and kind of give up, especially when they come out with such fire like that. You're down by, they were down by 11 points 3 minutes into the game. They gave up 29 in the first 8 minutes. But they've shown some resilience here, some maturity. Now at only a 10-point game.
Voselka just checked back into the game. Bardachev's got it. Swing it inside. Now Roy's got it. Out to Samet. Samet working on Waldman. NYU now in the zone, I believe, for the first time. And there's a kick to the corner. Bardachev didn't shoot it. Samet will pull a deep three. Short off the front of the rim. Rebound Sigurdsson. Rubin's now got it. Working on Itzkovich. Picks it up. Hands for Sigurdsson, top of the key. Daniels now with him in the corner, working on Samet. Picked up by Bardachev. It gets back, swung to the corner. Wallman, a three, was open, couldn't hit it. Samet now race it up into the court, front court. Up top, Bardachev. Dovrat with it. He'll drive. Hand for Oselka. Itzkovich on the up fake. A pull-up midi is true. He loves that mid-range jumper from the elbow.
Yeah, that's Roy's zone, that mid-range J. Now an 8-point lead for NYU. Look for Yeshiva to get a stop and take advantage on the other end.
Sigurdsson for Rubin. Rubin's hit a couple threes already. Sigurdsson on the roll is able to finish over Samet. His size really causing YU a lot of problems so far.
Yeah, not much Zevi could do there.
Bardachev with it. He'll stare at Sigurdsson. He'll launch a three, back irons it, no good.
Not the best shot if you're Yeshiva. A lot of time left on the shot clock. I'm sure Coach Steinmetz telling Dotan that he can get that shot later if he wants it.
As Dovrat picks up the foul, as we were saying, when YU shoots it with 20 seconds left in the shot clock, and it leads to a fast break, it's basically a turnover. Just like a turnover.
I mean, I understand what Dotan's trying to get at. You know, he is able to hit those. But he can hit those with, 5 seconds left on the shot clock, as I'm sure Coach Steinmetz was just telling him in the corner.
Max Zakon checks back in. Nate Jacobs checks back in. Interesting, they subbed the big man out. There's an offensive foul and an illegal screen call on Waldman.
And we'll see on the replay. a little bit up top within the frame, but he did look to be moving a little bit. Good call by the officials.
Yeah, if you move your shoulder, it's a dead giveaway, and it's going the other way almost every time. Johnson was picking up Zakheim, facing off top of the key. Jacobs on the cut, wasn't there. Dovrat now with it. YU trying to navigate the zone. Dovrat top of the key, 3. Off the rim, no good. Waldman will push for Rubin. Waldman's now got it to the corner. Johnson a 3-pointer. Off the rim, no good. Loose ball poked out of bounds. It'll be YU ball. And NYU, after a blazing hot start from 3, has finally come back down to earth.
Yeah, they started out the game 6 of 9, now 7 of 16, 1 of 7 in their last 7 shots from deep. But, you know, that may be a little bit of regression back to the mean, but the Macs obviously aren't going to be able to rely on that trend continuing. You know, they're still shooting 41%. That's around what they're shooting on the year. As a team, they're 35%, which for a team clip is pretty good. So look for the threes to start falling. YU's going to have to do better on their rotations to not give them open shots.
Jacobs for Itzkovich. Now Zakheim's got it. Oselka to the cutting Dovrat on the up fake and a finish. Pretty move. Wanted an and one, wasn't there. Clark's now got it. Up top for Waldman. Johnson turns the corner. Didn't pull it. Usaka will pull it. Back iron, no good. Rebound Oselka. Why are you making a push? Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Zakheim with it. Oselka to Zakheim. Dovrat on the posting up to the smaller Musaka. Double teamed. Up top, Itzkovich on an up fake, on a drive. Couldn't finish with the right hand from the left side. Clark walks in the paint, poked away by Oselka. Itzkovich the first to get it, and threw it off the foot of Waldman. Coach Fareed not happy with the call.
Yeah, we'll see on the replay what exactly happened, but either way, as honestly it was just a mix of legs, really hard to tell from that angle. But great hustle play by Roy Itzkovich. You know, it's one thing to see the ball go into the sideline, it's another thing to get there, make sure your team ends up with possession. Great job by the veteran forward.
Zakheim, guarded by Johnson. Johnson's been matched up on Zakheim all game. Dovrat posting up Oselka, and he's going to be called for an offensive foul.
Yeah, Yoav gives the ref a face, but you can see that right arm kind of just going out a little bit into Johnson, and Oselka doesn't really need to do that. You know, I'm sure Johnson coming from Navy, you know, he's well built out. He's not going to move easily, but, you know, Johnson only listed at 5'10". I mean, Yoav's got like, you know, 8-9 inches on him. Really could just, you know, turn around, make a play to the basket. Doesn't need to get physical like that.
Yeah, I'm sure at the next break, Elliott's going to tell him you don't need to throw the arm if you've got 8 inches on your defender. Daniels has got it. Waldman now to the corner for Johnson. Johnson turns the corner and finishes.
We were just talking about that D1 pedigree, but the way he's able to go right around and just slip through the defense is really a thing of beauty.
Zakheim collapsed the defense, threw it away. It's picked up by Musaka. 1-2. Can't finish. Johnson able to hustle for the loose ball. They're going to call a loose ball foul on Yeshiva.
Yeah, the Macs have to be more composed, but look at this great defense by Zebedee Salmon, making sure to get in the way. He's coming from the opposite angle, times the jump that it's really, you know, impedes with the shot, and then, you know, doesn't draw a foul. Just great job in transition.
Great job staying straight up. It's very easy to fall forward into the defender as Daniels will pull a corner three and he rattles it in.
Yeah, Roy got screened coming over, but between the two of them, that requires communication. One of them has to follow the wide open shooter.
So NYU's cold spell from 3 comes to an end. Itzkovich down to Zakheim on the baseline. Up top, Barchev, corner to Salmon, a 3. That's good. Zebedee Salmon, a 3-pointer. And the lead's back down 10. Quickly down the other court, Waldman. Layup alley wasn't there, and it's a pump back by Daniels. Coach Free told us he was instant energy off the bench. That's all. That's the one word you'd use to describe that play, pure energy.
Yeah, Max got caught sleeping under the hoop. They really got to do a better job in transition.
Dotan, flip it for Samit, up top to Itzkovich. He'll drive on Daniels, a floater, a left-handed off glass is in. And now both teams have awoken offensively. Again, quickly down the court, Clark is going to draw the foul. NYU just running back down on made baskets, and YU can't keep up with them on the way back down.
Yeah, that's ultimately a smart foul from Zachheim. But, the Macs really just have to do a better job of getting to where they're supposed to be. Talking to Coach Steinmetz before the game, he was saying that NYU is a team they really like to get in transition. They really like to be aggressive and go straight down the court. The key for YU, he said, was to keep NYU in the half court, keep the Violets into their half court offense, because their athleticism and their energy, they can really take advantage if you're not paying attention.
As Clark makes the first. We saw earlier in the game, YU was able to kind of creep its way back into the game with transition offense. And now NYU's, it's their turn to start running the break.
Yeah, it's been a transition game both ways. We saw it in the beginning that, the Violets getting a lot of transition buckets on their end. Then when the Macs were able to stop that, force some turnovers, then YU was getting advantage. Now NYU back on the run.
Clark 1 out of 2. Zachheim now with it. Dovrat. Swing to the corner. Salmon an open three. It's good. Debbie Salmon another three-pointer, and he's starting to get hot. And they need him to get hot to stay in this game. Johnson throws it out to Daniels. Daniels guarded by Dovrat. Musako now matched up with Salmon. Musako will now pull it out. Throws it up top to Johnson. Johnson rattles in the jumper. An incredible spin move to get open and then makes the shot. Lead back up to 10. Itzkovich got on the baseline. He'll pull up again and hit again. Another mid-range jump shot for Itzkovich.
Yeah, great job by Roy. He's kind of struggled a little bit at the gate so far this season, but it's great to see him get going. Hopefully he can parlay this.
Johnson, another pull in midi. Off the rim, no good. Sigurdsson can't hit the follow. Samit, up court. Dovrat's got it. Johnson took his hands out of the way, didn't want to foul, and it's a layup, and the lead is down to 6.
Once again, we talked about transition. A great job from YU in transition, as that's going to force a timeout from the Violets. Looks like it's only going to be a 30-second timeout, but we're going to keep it here. But in the last 28.2 seconds, if you're NYU, obviously you kind of just want to hold for the last shot at this point. With only that amount of time on the clock, you hold. There's no opportunity, right? The last thing you want to do, force a bad shot early or force a turnover, and then Yeshiva goes down, hits a three. It's a one-possession game into the locker room. So I'm sure Coach Fareed is telling his guys, kind of stay calm. Probably drawing up one play. I'd imagine off the inbounds, we'll kind of see them stand around for about 10 to 15 seconds. Probably only start moving with, I'd say, anywhere between 8 and 12 seconds on the clock. And the Macs are going to have to do a good job to limit the half-court opportunity right now that NYU has. In terms of, we saw last game that Yeshiva was here against Trinity, that Henry Vetter had the ball, and nobody was moving. Everyone kind of laid off, and he just ended up hitting a point-blank three. So Yeshiva's going to have to do a better job, especially at the end of the half. They're really going to need to make sure that this possession does not turn into easy points for NYU.
I think one of the signs of a great coach is your ability to draw up great out-of-bounds plays. Brad Stevens for the Celtics for years, one of the best coaches in the NBA. They always had great out-of-bounds plays. So let's see what they drew up here. Rubin's now got it for Clark, top of the key. He'll hand for Johnson, who will attack Dovrat. Up, his short jumper, no good. And it's being over the back foul on Sigurdsson.
That was great defense by Yair Dovrat, staying home. Carnegie Johnson, as we'll see on the replay, tried to get him on a few fakes. Yair Dovrat making sure to stay ahead of him. And now with 7.9 seconds, Yeshiva in theory has the opportunity to make it a one-possession game heading into the locker room. As Coach Fareed going to make a defensive substitution.
Sigurdsson will take a seat. Daniels back in. Samit, that inbounds pass was tipped. Samit's now got it. Working on Musako. 2 seconds, 1 second on the up fake. His turnaround jumper is good at the buzzer. Zevi Samit sends the Macs into the half. It's going to be a 4-point game.
Yeah, just an unbelievable play from Zevi. I mean, if you're NYU, you have to know that Zevi Samet's most likely going to be the last guy taking the shot, and to allow him to have any space on a play like that, they got to do a better job. I'm sure Coach Freed's not going to be happy headed into the locker room.
Attention Max Live alumni, we are organizing a celebration to commemorate this season as the 25th season of Max Live. If you have ever worked as a member of Max Live, please email maxlivealumni@gmail.com. With the years you worked with us and the role you had, we will be in touch with you for more information. At halftime, we'll be interviewing former Max Live president Oren Glickman, so make sure to stay tuned for the halftime interview. We will send it to a commercial break. Interview with Oren Glickman up next.
I felt this overwhelming sensation of gratitude to be an Israeli. I felt the privilege of being part of this country. We pay a high price for that privilege, and then every so often there's an event that reminds us why we do it.
For me, it was just a day of family. And we belong to a nation which is a family. That's who we belong to. And for me, Zionism is a combination of three things. One is to create a place where the Jewish people could be agents who engage in protecting ourselves. I didn't say that we could be safe. I said we are agents to protect ourselves. Mm-hmm. Like what you said, the army, like we have an army. That we could be a dignified, that we're sovereign, have the ability to try to protect ourselves. The second idea of Zionism is a mission to create an exemplary society, to create something outstanding where the best of our values shape a public sphere. But the most meaningful day-to-day depth of my love of this country is this is the place where I'm at home with my family. I belong.
It's important to have a forum where we can sit and feel proud of our identity, even laugh, and find the humor and find the beauty. That's, it plays a really special role. How do your parents feel? Are they just so proud of you?
I think they're mainly glad that they spent all this money on yeshiva education and I got all the Jewish details right.
See?
So there's some return on investment
That's
there.
Right.
Because I think they're mainly proud about that.
I think they're proud of you.
We'll see.
It is nice to see a return on the investment.
Yeah, also,
it's not
they're
cheap.
probably watching this because JBS is always on in their house. So I think they're
nice.
most proud
Hi,
that
Mom and Dad.
I did something that ended up in your studio. So
That's so nice.
Max Live, Yeshiva University men's basketball on JBS, is made possible in part by Janet and Lior Hod and family, in memory of Moshe Kranzler and Dov Saba Hod, Zichronam Livracha. both of whom loved the Max.
We have become highly politicized. So political identities are much more important than religious faith identities. And we're all guilty of it. We're guilty of it because we don't invite over for Shabbat people who don't vote the way that we do. That's become much worse in the past few elections. We cancel people because they say something that we don't want to hear. We're very vocal on social media about things. And, Jewish life is not about doom scrolling. Jewish life is about Torah scrolling. That's going to be a new line, Torah scrolling, I love it. You like it? It's good. It's good. It just happened right here, right now. Yeah. We had research some decades ago that people under the age of 44 in the broad American Jewish community did not see the foundation and creation of the State of Israel or the Holocaust as narratives that were shaping their identities. People respond with knee-jerk reactions to hate, but long-term, it doesn't work. Think of a boss who is really difficult. You jump and do whatever that boss wants, but long-term, you're not staying in that office. And I think we have occupied the office of fear, anxiety, hatred, and we're sitting there feeling that everyone hates us, instead of saying, you know what, I wake up and I love the people I'm with.
Max Live, Yeshiva University men's basketball on JBS, is made possible in part by Janet and Lior Hod and family, in memory of Moshe Kranzler and Dov Saba Hod, Zichronam Livracha, both of whom loved the Max.
Hey Max fans, this is Joseph Gittler, YU class of 1996, founder and chairman of Leket Israel. The skies are reopening, so come and volunteer with us in Israel as soon as you make it here. Please also consider supporting us as you think about your charity. And of course, go Max!
Years of Max Live. Now, Oren, just to start off, how did you get involved in Max Live, and what was your role with Max Live?
Well, first off, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be a part of this special occasion as we mark 25 years of Max Live. I really can't believe it. So at the time when I was a YU student, I was reading my email. I'm sure that's hard to believe, a YU student reading his email. And I saw an email from President Benny Statman at the time. They were looking for student announcers for the Red Sarachek tournament. And I thought it was just a good time to put my hat in the ring. And Benny Statman and the other leaders at the time, Avi Matanki, Asher Goldberg, Moshe Cook, Leo Corman, they saw my potential. I believe it was a Tier 2 qualifier game between Kohelet and Sky High. And I thought it was my worst broadcast, but for some reason they saw potential in me. And I became an announcer over time, and it was really the highlight of my YU experience.
You mentioned some legends over there. Now, I'm sure you've had many moments. Obviously, you were the former president of Max Live. What's your favorite memory, or maybe the favorite game that you've worked on as a member of Max Live?
Yeah, there's no question. It was the first YU home playoff game in 15, 16 years at the Max Stern Athletic Center. They're hosting the Purchase Panthers. I was calling the game right over there alongside my color commentator, Shlomo Weisberg, who's now coaching my JV boys at TABC against the Kiva Poppers. I think they're up right now. Hope they pull away with the dub. And it was really the first time as a student at YU that I saw this entire gym packed. I know that people are used to seeing the MSAC packed these days with the success that the program is having right now, and it was just amazing. You had Shelby Rosenberg, Shia Weiss, those were the stars at the time. YU were able to come away with the victory, and it was a really magical night on campus that night.
Now, Oren, you kind of hinted to it a little bit, but what are you up to now, and how do you feel your Max Live experience has kind of helped you in your current role?
Yeah, so I could only dream of Max Live being a big operation the way it is now. Not that it wasn't big when I was running the operation, but just all this technical setup. You guys are very blessed. You've had some great contributions, I think, from the Hode family, from the Lifer family. You guys are in a very good place. In terms of what I'm up to these days, I'm the athletic director at TAVC. I want to give a shout out to my coaching staff, Coach Oz Cross, Coach Honig, Coach Seppner, my varsity guys. We have a big game tomorrow night against Frisch. My JV guys are hopefully pulling off the dub against Coach Poppers and Ramaz tonight. And it's just great to be here back in the Max Stern Athletic Center. A great game against the NYU Violets, a nationally ranked program in the national championship game last year. And in addition to also being the athletic director at TAVC, I also host a couple podcasts with the Kiva Poppers, Coach Harold Katz, the Yeshiva League podcast, YLP with Ari Witkus, and also a student-run podcast, the Stormcast. Shout out to my two co-hosts, Noah Kessler and Ellie Hochberg. And Yosef Silver, you are a true legend. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Oren, appreciate the kind words. Now, where could people find those podcasts if they want to listen?
It's really simple search on YouTube. Just search the Harold Katz podcast, the YLP podcast, and the TABC Stormcast. It's a lot of work, but we have various viewers across the tri-state area, across the United States, across Israel, and we're always looking for subscribers, so please tune in.
All right, Oren, we appreciate you coming on. We'll be right back with the Leked Israel halftime show. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go.
Hey, Max fans, this is Joseph Gittler, YU class of 1996, founder and chairman of Leked Israel. The skies are reopening, so come and volunteer with us in Israel as soon as you make it here. Please also consider supporting us as you think about your charity. And of course, go Max!
Max Live, Yeshiva University men's basketball on JBS, is made possible in part by Janet and Lior Hode and family, in memory of Moshe Kranzler and Dov Saba Hode, Zichronam Livracha, both of whom loved the Max.
Jewish Insights with Justin Pines, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on JBS.
Max Live, Yeshiva University men's basketball on JBS, is made possible in part by Janet and Lior Hode and family, in memory of Moshe Kranzler and Dov Saba Hode, Zichronam Livracha, both of whom loved the Max.
In the Spotlight with Abigail Pogrebin, Mondays at 8 on JBS.
Thank you to JBS, the Jewish Broadcasting Service, for broadcasting tonight's game nationally. JBS is dedicated to strengthening Jewish identity and education through their 24/7 programming. JBS is an incredible platform for sharing these games. We're so grateful for their support of this family and making this season's television broadcast possible. Stay tuned as we bring the max energy to your screens coast to coast. The halftime stats are brought to you by Lekit Israel. Lekit Israel, reusing nutritious surplus food for Israelis in need. Yosef, tell us about the first half so far.
Yeah, so it's kind of been a tale of two halves within the first half. NYU started out on a crazy run, where the Macs really had no answers defensively. The first 8 minutes or so, NYU was hitting everything from three. They were shooting 6 of 9 from beyond the arc, and really everything was going in. The Macs had no answers defensively. And since then, things have kind of flipped. At this point, NYU was shooting 8 of 19, which doesn't sound so great, but if you go back to what I said before, right, they were at 6 of 9, which means that they've only hit 2 of their last 10. They've hit 1 of their last 9. So that's been a key. The Macs have really locked down defensively. Another stat that I wanted to point out, the Macs are only 4 of 13 from deep. So look for them to regress back to the mean a little bit on that number. They got a couple guys, Max Zackheim 0 for 2, Dotan 0 for 2. Look for them to kind of get going from deep. And one other stat I wanted to point out was Jonathan Sigurdsson. He's only played 7 minutes, but he's got 2 offensive rebounds. 3 overall. He's shot 3 of 7. But he's done a lot of his damage from the inside, and especially for the Macs, they got to do a better job of, just because you force a miss and you do a great job, you have to keep going with it. You can't just, let it go because you're able to force a miss. You got to really follow the ball, make sure you get it down. And I just want to say that after the first time out, we're going to have a special privilege that Ari Ackerman, the co-owner of the Miami Marlins, is going to join us on the broadcast. So after the first time out, stay tuned for that.
Musaka's got it top of the key. First possession in the second half is going to end in Musaka triple that he hits. So NYU starting the way the second half they started the game, hot from downtown. Sinjevsky now with it. Starters back on for both teams. Zakheim's got it. Left wing. Dovrat for Oselka. Oselka to Dovrat. He'll drive into the lane. Throws it out to Sinjevsky. A man's on the floor. Zakheim trips over it. And that's going to be a foul on Johnson. Bit of an awkward play there.
Yeah, as we'll see on the replay, the Macs were able to create a lot of traffic in the corner to Oselka, and then when they forced the ball out, it was really just a lot of open space. Max Zackheim tried to take it, but Carnegie Johnson had fell down. Max ended up tripping over him, which is going to be a foul. It's
a great veteran move. There's a player on the floor, and the offensive player rolls over him. It's usually going to be called a foul. As Samet pulls a 3. That goes halfway down and out. Samet ended the first half hot, including a buzzer beater, to cut it to a 4-point game. Now the lead's up to 7. Musaka for Waldman. Johnson now will take a wide open 3, in and out, no good. And there's going to be a loose ball foul going the other way. Waldman not happy with the call.
Yeah, as we'll see on the replay, the ball goes up. And then a little bit hard to see, but there was a little bit of contact. Ruben's going to say that he had all ball on that. But anytime the big 6'5" forward for Yeshiva goes down, definitely was a little bit of contact there. You're going to get the call from the officials.
Salmon for Sinjevsky. They're going to try to post up. Oselka's gotten out the 3-point line. Dovrat for Zackheim. Zackheim quickly into Samet. His floater's up and in. Zevi Samet stays hot.
And that's beautiful passing from the Maccabees. And now their job is to turn around, stop the transition on the other end.
Johnson for Rubin. Back to Johnson. Waldman's now got it top of the key. Working on Sinjevsky. The back cut for Johnson. Oselka met him there. Clark now's got it. Johnson gets by Salmon into the lane and a finish off 2 feet. Carnegie Johnson, one of their captains, playing great so far, really setting the ship for NYU. Sinjevsky's got it in the corner to the cutting Zackheim, back out to Samet, working on Musaka. Zakheim's now got it back. He'll swing it out to Shinjevsky for a three-pointer, and he drills it. Orsinjevsky the lead back down to 4.
Great job by Orsinjevsky. Beautiful form on that three-pointer.
Johnson into the lane, and he'll draw a foul. Carnegie Johnson, so composed the whole game. Never seems to be moving too fast. Always in control. He's had a great game so far. He had a couple of tough mid-range shots at the end of the first half. Bunch of assists going on. As he'll inbound up top to Rubin. Rubin, crossover on Dovid. A step back three is good. Darren Rubin from downtown. Pretty move as well. Oselka's now got it. He'll hand for Samet. Samet back to Oselka. Floater off the rim, no good. Rebound, Rubin. Rubin squaring Dovrat. Doubled by Sinjevsky, will throw it out to Wallman. He'll drive, he'll kick. His pass is stolen by Samet. 2-on-1 developing. Samet inside, and the finish. A pretty in and out to get the bucket. NYU coming back down, and Sinjevsky almost picked it off, but couldn't hang on and out of bounds.
Yeah, once again, the key to this game is the transition. Great job by Orsinjevsky jumping the pass, but wasn't able to hang on as he flew out of bounds.
Oselka will take a seat. Dotan Barachev back in. In a transition game, you might like Barachev's passing. Johnson now with it. Gets into Zakheim. Stops, throws it back out to Wallman. Musaka now with it, down to Rubin. Rubin for Clark. Clark inside, his pass is stolen. It's picked up by Samet. It was deflected by Sinjevsky. Samet for Dotan. Johnson from behind almost poked it away. Trying to post up Dover on the smaller Rubin. He'll kick it to the corner. Sinjevsky, a three-pointer. Back iron, no good. Rebound, Johnson. He'll look to push. Throws it up for Waldman. He'll leave it up. Rubin, three. Short off the front of the rim. Rebound, Musaka. Back for Rubin. Rubin checked by. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Orsinjevsky stepping into the lane and taking the charge.
Great job by Sinjevsky, as we'll see on the replay. Dotan is forcing him baseline, and Orr kind of just steps up into that space. We'll see if he got there early, which it didn't look like he did. It looked like he was there on time, able to draw the charge. Great job by Sinjevsky. Always that kind of guy that puts his body on the line.
And YU's going to need more of that to come back in this game, down 5. Dovrat's got it. Working on Rubin. He'll swing it for Sinjevsky, who just drew the charge. He'll now drive at Clark and draw the foul. More physicality from Orsinjevsky, and he'll go back to the free throw line.
Yeah, great job from Orr, as the Max pushed all the offense to the other side, kind of isoed Orr, which allowed him to drive towards the baseline. And Quinn Clark, wasn't able to get over in time, and Sinjevsky able to draw the foul.
We would like to answer our trivia question we asked in the first half. The answer was Judah Cohen. He led all scorers with 17 points in 35 minutes as the Max defeated the Violets 83-66.
Yeah, Judah Cohen, a sophomore at the time, one of his first games for YU, was really an exceptional player. Was named to the all-conference team in Skyline, which back in those days was very much not common for the Max.
Sinjevsky wanted to at the line. Rubin and Johnson, miscommunication for what seems like the first time this game. And a turnover going Yeshiva's way.
And now for the first time in a while, YU able to cut it back down to a one-possession game. Let's see if the Maccabees can get that one in.
Declan McIntyre into the game. He saw a couple minutes in the first half as Samet will drive. 2 slow steps and a left-handed finish. It's a 2-point game. The smallest lead for the Violets since the opening minutes of the game. Johnson with it. Picked up by Zakheim. They've been going at it all night. He'll drive, and it's an offensive foul on Carnegie Johnson, going the other way. The momentum starting to shift in Yeshiva's way.
Yeah, the momentum definitely right now in Yeshiva's favor, as we got a pretty packed house in the Max Stern Athletic Center. Fans really getting into it. As the Max, it's crazy to say, you came over to me 5 to 8 minutes into this game. I would have been like, it's going to be a long one for us. But it's definitely turned into a game, and the Max with the chance to take the lead here.
Coach Fareed was not happy with that last call, and Johnson will take a seat. I believe that's his third personal. It is his third personal. Zakheim picked up by Instant Energy, Alex Daniels. Bardachev, and there is an offensive foul. Colin Sinjevsky trying to get position. Sinjevsky not seem to be happy with the call.
Or Sinjevsky saying he was hooked. I don't know if we have a replay of that. I didn't get the chance to see it myself. But those are not the mistakes you want if you're YU. There's definitely a lot of momentum. Offensive fouls can be momentum killers, but look for the Max to gain it back with a good stop.
Rubin's got it. Picked up by Zakheim. Zakheim guarding him for the first time since Johnson's out of the game. Daniels a spin in the lane, and it's going to be a held ball going Yeshiva's way. After the play, Bardachev going for the ball, ended up throwing into the ground. But it will be a held ball.
Yeah, as you see, just great help defense by Dotan. You have Dover at the primary defender. Dotan comes over, just grabs the ball, and with the possession arrow in the Max way, they'll once again have the opportunity to take the lead.
Zakheim's got it. Dovrat, top of the key, trying to post up Sinjevsky. They throw it to him. He's got it double teamed, and he'll draw the personal foul. Going to the line for two.
That's a great job by Sinjevsky and a great pass from Zakheim up at the top. You see he's able to take advantage of the smaller defender, McIntyre. And once the ball goes over, he draws the double. And if you're in that position, if you're Orr, especially with that big body, the way he's able to go up and draw contact, it's huge.
With the two smaller defenders in the area, Orr is able to draw the contact. Before the two free throws, the official was really talking to Orr. I'm not sure what they were saying. We are excited to announce the launch of brand new Max Live WhatsApp. Just send a WhatsApp message to our number, 805 Max Live. That's 805-622-7548 to join. We are also excited to announce that we will be giving away one piece for brand new Max Live merch to a lucky subscriber. The winner will be able to choose between one of our dry fit polos or our awesome lightweight quarter zips. Simply subscribe to the status and you're in. Want more entries? Just post our link to your WhatsApp status for additional entry. Limit one additional entry per day, but post every day for more chances to win. The winner will be chosen at halftime in the Max game against Manhattanville on December 13th, so tune in to find out the winner. Sinjevsky made a key, and now you can really feel the crowd energy. Musaka to the kick to the corner. McIntyre a three off the rim, no good. Rebound Jacobs. And it's going to be a held ball that's going to stay with NYU.
Yeah, as we'll see on the replay, a little bit hard to tell, but great job by Nate Jacobs going up against the bigger body. And, he's got that Ohio mentality. He's willing to, get his hands dirty. And, we definitely see that on the rebounding end for Jacobs. And he already has Coach Steinmetz's trust as a rookie.
Waldman draws the foul on Jacobs. Jacobs not happy with it.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with that, but as we'll see on the replay, he was kind of leaning in, even though his feet were were set, still leaning in like that. He'll get the foul. But that's probably, one of the better fouls to take. Not a position you want to be in if you're Nate Jacobs going against the bigger Waldman. That's 6'5" versus 6'2". Coach Steinmetz not super happy with the call.
Waldman misses the first.
But the Max faithful able to force the miss on the first shot.
And for the first time this game, the gym is really getting into it. The Max Stern Athletic Center at its peak, a great environment, and you really feel it now.
Getting almost some playoff energy.
Waldman will shoot the second. Shot is up and in for Andrew Waldman. And we will have a substitution. He'll sit out. The captain, Quinn Clark, back in the game.
Yeah, smart move by Coach Fareed, bringing on his veteran forward trying to give a sense of calm. Obviously, the possession, the momentum right now with Yeshiva, even though NYU has that lead. Look for Clark to kind of calm things down, give a baseline for this defense.
Bardachev's got it top of the key, swing for Itzkovich, left wing. Dovid's now got it, working on McIntyre. Trying to post up Itzkovich. He's going to work on Musaka. He'll kick to the corner. Zakheim on the off fake. Up top, Bardachev a three. Back in the rim, no good. Itzkovich the offensive rebound. And a foul on NYU.
Yeah, we'll see on the replay. You know, they both went down. It's one of those that maybe could have gone either way. I really don't think Roy extended the elbow. It was kind of just incidental. Excuse me, they did call it on Roy.
It appears they called it an offensive foul on Roy. One of the original call on the floor was a foul on NYU, then they overturned to an offensive foul on Itzkovich. One official overruled the other.
Yeah, that one of those, like we were saying, could have gone either way. But if you're the Max, get a stop here, regain the momentum, put something in the basket.
Clark in open corner three, way too strong. And it's off Daniels, going YU way. Salmon now with it, and they're going to start to pick up in the backcourt. Bardachev's now got it, inside to Itzkovich. Down low, puts it up and in. Itzkovich finished under the basket, and Yeshiva has taken the lead for the first time today with 13 minutes left to go in the game. Musaka doubled. Clark, loose ball picked up by Daniels. A deflected pass. Musaka's now got it, working on Samet. Jacobs will pick him up. The kick to the corner. McIntyre, his pass deflected by Bardachev.
We were saying in the beginning of the game, NYU came out with such energy, and now that's the one word you can use to describe the way the Macs are playing at this point. Such great defensive energy. You see that tip from Bardachev, hyping it up with the crowd. Now 8 seconds on the shot clock. Really would be backbreaking for the Macs to give up an easy shot here.
Clark's got it. McIntyre, shot clock down to 5. Musaka, a step back three in the corner. Back rim, no good. Loose ball, picked up by Bardachev. Daniels tried to save it, threw it right to Bardachev. Salmon, a pull-up transition three. It's gone! Sammy Salmon from downtown gives Yeshiva a 4-point lead.
The sharpshooter strikes at the perfect time for the Maccabees. 59-55, YU lead.
Daniels working on Bardachev. He'll drive into the paint, an up fake, a short jumper is good. Quiets the crowd for a moment. As Salmon then throws it out of bounds.
We've heard of heat checks in terms of shots. That was maybe a heat check in terms of a pass for the Macs. As now we'll get some substitutions. Dotan Bardachev going to come off.
Captain Brian Musaka, the heart and soul of this team, we saw him after the Salmon three screaming at his players in the team, trying to lock them back in. This team, it's been a different NYU team in the first half and the second half. Still down 2 though, anybody's game with 12 minutes left to go. Defense chance from the crowd as Johnson will sell the call and draw the foul. Caught Oselka out of position and is able to draw the foul. It's a smart veteran move by Carnegie Johnson. .12:04 remaining. Johnson, the trigger man for Clark. Daniels with it. Rubin, a deep three off the rim, no good. Last touch by Clark, he throws it up. Dovid able to save it. Dovid, Oselka, Itzkovich down low on the layup.
And Yoav Oselka's ability to take it to the hoop is what forced NYU. They set the screen knowing they had no chance. And Oselka, just with beautiful vision, was able to hit
picked up his
Zajeski.
dribble way too early and then almost threw it away. Johnson with it. Musaka will attack Itzkovich. Goes into Oselka, rattles out. Samet now with it. No numbers this way. Samet. Working on Daniels. Post up Zajeski, and he draws the foul. As the 7th team foul on NYU, and it's going to be 1-on-1.
And something to note, that's 7 team fouls for NYU. 11-11 remaining. And I hate to be that guy. Free throws have kind of been the Max bugaboo over the first couple games, especially that first one against Chapman. They've gotten a little bit better since then. But if the Max are going to close out such a strong powerhouse like NYU, they're really going to have to capitalize when they get these free opportunities.
No better day than today to end that bugaboo, as you said. Couple of substitutions. Wallman back in. Gertson is back in. Daniels, Johnson, and Musaka are in. Sinjewski makes the first.
As we have a large contingent of students from the Cats graduate program really making their presence known as well among these MAC fans. With Yeshiva now up 6, the crowd's going to play a key role as this game winds down.
Wallman working on Sinjewski. Hill hand for Carnegie Johnson. He'll turn the corner, drive the lane, and draws the foul. Good strong take by Johnson. Sat out momentarily with those 3 personals, but he's now back in the game.
Yeah, Johnson now back on the floor. Like we were saying, almost with Clark, brings that veteran presence, that calm, that, raises the floor of the unit as a whole. And the way he's just able to get to the basket, that, it wasn't just that time. We've seen it multiple times from Johnson. Really can, add another element to this NYU offense.
Johnson makes the first.
And now with Yeshiva at 6 fouls, we just talked about NYU being in the bonus. Yeshiva's in the bonus as well.
The refs have definitely been a little whistle happy this game. Very physical game. So a lot of personals for both sides as Johnson rattles out on the second. And this crowd loves that. Zakheim into the front court. He'll square Daniels. NYU back in the zone. Dovid with it. Up top to Zakheim. Inside Oselka. Back out to Salmon. A 3-pointer. Short off the front of the rim. Daniels got it. Interesting to see how the Max will play the motion offense against the zone as Daniels 2 long strides and a finish. Cuts the lead back to 3. Instant energy off the bench with another bucket.
Yeah, we saw the Max on the last possession really through quick passing, just find all the open holes in this NYU zone. Look for them to kind of take advantage, right, as they got Sinjewski moving into the high post. Try to find that open space.
Zakheim to Dovid. Dovid will take it. Now we'll throw it to Salmon in the corner. He'll try another 3. This one goes down. Zevi Salmon, another 3-pointer. Lead back up to 6 with 10 minutes to go. Dovid ended up getting thrown to the ground. Daniels will take a pull-up jumper short off the back of the rim. Salmon now with it. Checked by Daniels. He'll explode to the rim. He'll step back. Dovid with it. Dovid, the corner to kick to Sinjewski. A drive, a bump, and another offensive foul. And Sinjewski wants a challenge. Steinmetz telling him no. And we will have a timeout, I believe.
And just looking at that replay, never mind. But it looks like we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Chaim Stark, who's going to be standing by with a quick piece on NYU. Chaim, take it away.
Here at the Max Live Athletic Center, we've got a good one. Max up by 6. Let's talk a little bit about NYU star Brian Musako. Musako, he's the star player of this team, but it hasn't been such a smooth journey for him. Musako was at a previous university 2 years ago, and he got cut from tryouts, couldn't even make the team. He joined the team as a player manager, but couldn't crack the roster. The following year, he decided to transfer here to NYU. He transferred here to NYU, but couldn't get a job on the team. He remained a player manager. That didn't stop him, though. He kept working, he worked hard, and just a couple weeks into a stint at NYU, he was able to join the team. He's worked all the way up to this season. He's now their star, both on and off the court. And the Moose, as they call him, has earned quite a reputation for NYU. Yosef, back to you.
Thank you. Now, we have the special privilege of having Ari Ackerman here with us. Ari, let the fans know, what do you do? What brings you here?
What do I do? I was speaking today at Yeshiva University. I got DM from Mr. Steinmetz, your coach over here, to come to the game playing NYU. I'm like, of course, this is amazing. First of all, I was captain of the Ramaz basketball team, I want you to know. So I have some basketball history. But this is a sick game going on right here, guys. I mean, come on.
What are your thoughts on the game so far?
I mean, YU had a tough first half, but thanks to the fans over here and my friends over here, we're cheering our butts off over here to make sure YU had this amazing comeback. Number 12 can really shoot, by the way.
Oh yeah, Zavi Samet.
He can really shoot.
He's their senior captain.
What's he shooting for the year from the three-point line?
See, this year he's been off to a down stretch. He's shooting around 30% from three. But
I've seen him make three in the second half.
Last year he was second in the Division III basketball in three-point percentage.
Damn.
So that tells you
what was his percentage last year?
I don't remember offhand.
But over 40%.
For sure over 40%.
Yeah. Amazing. This is such a fun environment. I love the fans over here. You got a lot of diverse fans.
This has definitely been the best crowd we've had so far as Daniels makes the first free throw. 9:20 remaining. It's been a 5-point game.
It's amazing. What a comeback. What's their record this year? What's YU's record?
So they're actually 0-5, but they've definitely shown promises. They've been in a lot of their games, and they're playing some of the best teams in the country, including NYU.
I'm feeling a 1-5 record after tonight. Not to jinx it. Up 5 here.
Zakheim with it. Full swing for Itzkovich. Up top to Zakheim. Zakheim. NYU still back in their zone defense. They switch from man to zone throughout the game. Bardichev will pull a long three-pointer.
Money!
It's good.
Money!
Dotan Bardichev from downtown.
You guys can shoot.
Dotan Bardichev, after a little bit of a slow start tonight, really coming on here in the last 9 minutes.
Musaka up top, Sigurdsson. He'll hand for Carnegie Johnson. Swinging for Daniels. They'll post up Sigurdsson. Throws it right to Zakheim.
Oh, here he comes.
Samet on the drive.
Nice
and
drive.
And the finish. Zevi Samet.
Drive to the hoop. Look at that. He can play ball.
Johnson draws the foul.
And that's a smart foul by Yair Dovrat, stopping the transition from NYU, as we saw Johnson ended up getting a clear path to the bucket. But, you know, for the Max, it's going to be that transition in the last 8.5 minutes. So now, Ari, what do you mentioned that you speak here, but what are you famous for? Where can people find you? What are you known for?
So I'm part owner of the Miami Marlins baseball team, which I'm proud of, and we had a good year this year. But Marlins were the first team to post after October 7th, by the way, in support of Israel and the Jewish community.
Love that.
But now I'm doing a lot of Jewish advocacy online on Instagram. Ari Acker. I fight for the Jews any way I possibly can.
We definitely love to hear that. Now, how did you get started as owner of the Miami Marlins?
I had a company, Bunk One, which is all the summer camp technology stuff. Maybe you guys used it. And I sold that company, and I got a call from a group that was going to buy a baseball team led by Derek Jeter. And you take that call. You know what I mean?
100%.
It must be an awesome experience.
It's a lot of fun. When are you guys coming to a game?
Actually,
you'll come sit in the owner's box.
We'll do.
Love that. I'm a Mets fan myself.
Well, sorry what happened at the end of the year.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. But maybe for one day I could be a Marlins fan.
Dude, we need you. We need you. Miami's a nice place to live.
Never know after college.
What year are you guys?
I'm a freshman.
I'm a senior.
For all those future sportscasters looking to hire, these are two amazing broadcasters right here.
Appreciate the compliments.
We appreciate that.
Dovrat makes the second, and this crowd has really been at its highest decimal all year. You really feel the impact. Clark's got it. He'll hand for Daniels. Drive to the corner. Musaka, 3. Back rim, no good. Waldman trying to save it, and he threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, great job by YU. Now under the 8-minute mark to go. And in these last 6-7 minutes for YU.
6-7.
They're really going to have to, do a good job. We saw against Tufts, right? They were in a little bit of a similar situation, up big with some time to go. And the Macs are really just going to have to take advantage and not make mistakes. Speaking of mistakes, there's a turnover from the Macs.
Right on cue, you jinxed it. A turnover by Itzkovich.
But they're really just going to have to bunker down and take care of the basketball, play smart, and not squander the lead like we've unfortunately seen them do already a couple times in this young season.
Come on, man. Don't be a pessimist. Staff's half full here. Macs are up 12. I'm feeling good. 12's hot.
Clark's got it on the baseline. Working on Bardichev will throw it out for Musaka. He'll drive on Samet. Throws it back out. Johnson, a long three-pointer is good.
Great shot from Johnson. Zakheim picks up his dribble. He's in trouble.
There you go, 3-on-2. Backed out.
Dovrat with it will throw for Samet.
Look for the Max to slow the pace here. You don't really want to be shooting the ball for more than 15 seconds unless it's a really good shot.
Dovrat for Barachev. He'll hand for Samet, working on Musaka. They've been going at it all night. Swing for Itzkovich. Shot clock down to 5. Barachev pulls a deep three-pointer off the rim. No good. Johnson now racing to the front court after his long three last possession. Blow by Zakheim. Up fake. Tough jumper is good.
And I wonder, Ari, like you were saying, maybe we'll get a timeout from Coach Steinmetz.
Steinmetz, I'm feeling a timeout here. Maybe change the momentum back to the Max favor here. What do you think?
Yeah, you know, Coach Steinmetz not the biggest fan of using his timeouts, but when he needs to, he'll do it.
One more score by them, I think you're going to see a timeout.
And hopefully he doesn't get there.
NYU back in the man-to-man. Dovrat will post up Johnson. Turns over the right shoulder. His spin jumper. No good. Rebound Clark. Musaka with it. Finds for Clark. Johnson now with it. Checked by Zakheim. He'll drive into the lane. Throws it out. Musaka. He'll pull a three. Ooh. And we have a away from the play foul. Walden ended up on the floor.
Now let's see what they're going to call it on for the Max. I didn't get a chance to see. Looks like it's going to be on Roy Itzkovich. Loose ball foul. I don't know if we have the replay of that.
It's his third personal for Roy.
Third personal for Roy, and now 10 for Yeshiva. So NYU's
double bonus?
Yeah, NYU's in the double bonus the rest of the way. But if you're Roy Itzkovich, obviously, you know, the veteran forward, and, you know, fighting down low against the guy bigger than you, it's not easy. But, you know, we ended up seeing the end of that shot. It ended up hitting the sixth defender. Would have been out of bounds. These points are going to be free points for NYU. And, you know, we were talking about a 12-point lead about a minute ago. And all of a sudden, right, it's now down to 6 points, potentially down to 5 points. The Max really got to bunker down, stay consistent, stay mature, stay smart, play smart, and really close this one out.
Wallman for the second free throw. Rattles it in. It's back to 5.
Full court press seems to be working for NYU here.
And almost another turnover. Dovrat got hit, no call. Samet will slow it down. Dovrat.
Now one thing for the Max.
Ooh, that was a push.
As Roy able to draw the foul. But one thing for the Max that I was going to say is that what we saw so many times against Tufts is that, you know, they kind of got quick. They got too excited in the offense, and they ended up giving the ball back quickly, whether it was a turnover or whether it was just a quick shot, then they didn't get the rebounds. But what we saw in the last possession, meaning not this past one, the one before, was maybe a little bit of overcorrection from the Max, kind of just hanging out with the ball in the perimeter until there's about 7 seconds left when, oh shoot, there's 7 seconds on the clock, we got to do something. But I like that possession, you know, still staying patient, but then be willing to attack when you have that opportunity.
Itzkovich made the first, lead up to 6. Of course, if he makes it, will then be 7.
6-7.
Appreciate the one. And he did make it. And we will have a full timeout by Yeshiva.
So now we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Chaim Stark, and we want to thank Ari Ackerman for coming on with us.
Shout out to my friends here, Hila, Ariella, Menachem. We were at YU to give a nice little speech. I was at YU giving a nice speech to the business school there. Very, very great students you guys have. You guys do an amazing job, really. Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate it. I'm just a student here.
You're both students.
We really appreciate
nice
you coming
to see
on.
You.
And now
Good
we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Chaim Stark.
Let's go, Max.
That was fun. Thank you so much. That was great. Thank you so much. We had a quick picture.
We've spoken a little bit about NYU's star player. Now let's talk about their coach. Coach Walid Farid has a long and deep basketball history, and it starts here in New York. He was born in Queens, played his college ball at the Stevens Institute of Technology. There, he was an all-conference player 3 times, and in 2007, he led Stevens to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. After college, he went pro, played a season in Egypt. After Egypt, that's when his coaching career began. He got a coaching job at Hartwick College before moving to Ithaca College, where he led the Bombers to the second round of the NCAA tournament. Now he's in his first season at NYU and looking to build on a successful coaching career here at his new stop. Yosef and Yaakov, back to you.
Thank you, Chaim, for that piece. Really interesting. You know, we talk a lot about, you know, how D3, you know, there are a lot of opportunities, even just past the basketball, right? Everyone thinks, oh, you play D3, it's cute, and then you're done. But we've seen with the Max, obviously, Ryan Terrell having a lot of success in Israel, was recently traded. You know, Ofek Reef, another guy from the Max. You know, a long list that have gone pro after playing Division III basketball. And Coach Fareed, after a well-accomplished career at Stevens, ultimately making the switch to go pro, playing in Egypt for a year.
Yeah, the 7-point lead. Under 6 minutes to go. Ruben's got it. He'll hand for Johnson. Johnson attacks middle, lost the ball. He slipped. It's a travel. It's going Yeshiva way. A turnover for NYU.
Yeah, a little bit of a delayed call from the official. Not sure what we were going to get. But Carnegie's feet kind of just got lost from under him. Fell down with the ball. Tried to get rid of it, but ultimately not in time.
Always great when the officials keep us in suspense. Samit, double team. Throws it cross court for Zakheim. It's a good look. Dotan with it. Gives for Roy. Roy to Zakheim. Dovrat, the cutting Itzkovich. Can't finish, but a foul.
And that's a great play from the Max. Once again, we've seen that set a bunch of times before where you bring the ball to the wing, as we see, but then ultimately watch that screen from Zevi Samit. Really opens things up. Opens things up for Roy, and he takes the lane and draws the foul. As fans really into it, big shout out to our friends from Cats. Also shout out to Moshe and Ellie Ruckelsman. Big shout out to them. Shout out to Adam Cohen. We were talking about Zevi Samit and his screening and his defense. Adam Cohen, physical therapist, brother of Coach Yoni Cohen, able to work with Zevi in the offseason on improving that defense, and we've really seen it pay off tonight.
Roy Itzkovich makes both. Yeah, Zevi Samit's been guarding Brian Musako, one of their captains. Not known for scoring, Musako, but a great player, and Zevi's been able to hold him quiet. Musako though will drive, will kick to the corner. Ruben, an off-balance three is good. Another three-pointer for Ruben.
Yeah, that's what we call a PPG, as the legendary Charlie Bentheim would say. Ruben now up to 5 of 9 from 3. He's got 17 points.
Samit's now got it. Shot clock at 15. Across. Bardachev on the up fake. Back to Samit. Samit will drive. Pulls back. Throws it inside. Itzkovich again down low. Another finish. A great pass from Samit.
And Roy Itzkovich has been such a huge piece for the Max. You know, we've seen him basically do everything at every point for this team. Always available, always willing to do what he wants, and finally getting his season going in this last these last couple minutes in this game.
Oh, a bit of a good fortune for the Max as a wide open three by Johnson going to fall, then a putback wasn't hit.
And now once again, the Max are going to want to keep it slow, but attack when they get the opportunities.
Dovrat for Samit wasn't there. Read well by Johnson. He gets it up top. Ruben a three. Too strong. Rebound Itzkovich. And it's going to be a held ball. It's going to go Yeshiva way. Good job by Itzkovich to secure possession.
Yeah, interesting. That's already the third held ball of the quarter, of the half, excuse me. As we see good defense there by NYU. But we apologize for the scoreboard. It seems the scoreboard's frozen. It's currently 79-71, YU lead, 4:11 remaining. We'll work on that.
Zakheim just blows by the trap, throws it out. Salmon a three-pointer. Too strong. This place would have erupted if he hit that. Ruben. Darren Ruben. Give for Waldman. Off fake gets Roy to fly by, wasn't there. Ruben's got it. He's checked by Dovrat. He'll drive the lane. Lost the ball. Itzkovich ends up with it. 3:40 remaining in the game, and this crowd can start to feel it.
And with an 8-point lead for the Max, it's a great job staying smart on defense, keeping their hands in there and forcing a turnover.
Zakheim the drive, the finish through the contact, and the foul. Max Zakheim a chance at a three-point play, and a chance to give Yeshiva an 11-point lead.
And what more is there to say about the Red Rocket? You know, he started going, stopped, looked up, and was like, wait, they gave me the space? I can't believe they did that. And is able to drive to the hoop, not only hitting the layup, bringing YU up 10, but also drawing the foul, 3.5 minutes to go. The energy, the momentum is all NYU. But once again, you know, that's kind of where you get overconfident. Yeshiva really has to be careful. I can't imagine what another potential blown lead could do for them.
Sackheim completes the three-point play. 11-point lead, 3.5 remaining. Johnson will hand for Waldman. Waldman. Musako's got it. Up top to Johnson. Daniels with it. In the corner, working on Dovid. Harassing him. Johnson working on Sackheim. Shot clock down at 9. There's a foul on Dovid. He's going to call for, he wants Coach Simons to challenge. I don't believe they will.
Yeah, I don't think, you know, we can get confirmation a little bit later. Maybe we'll have Coach Mel on later, Ref Mel, excuse me, later on in the season. I don't think that's a reviewable play for what we do. I think you're only really able to challenge out of bounds plays. But yeah, your Dovid definitely didn't like the call right away. Said challenge. I didn't touch him. But with 3:09 to go, Yeshiva up 11. Once again, we apologize for the lack of scoreboard. We'll try to keep you in touch with the time and the scoreboard as our tech team works on that. Carnegie Johnson hits the first 82-72. But, you know, overall, a great defensive session from the Max. And once again, like we said before, just the crowd energy so into it. We really got that playoff atmosphere despite the 0-5 record.
Quinn Clark, veteran leader, the captain, checks back in. Johnson makes a pair.
And now NYU going back in their press. Yeshiva's really going to have to break it. They've struggled to do that a little bit this season.
Yeah, it's been a bit of their bugaboo this year. They're able to break it here cleanly, and Sackheim will slow it down. Sackheim for Samit. Itzkovich with it. Barachev. Shot clock down to 10. A deep three wasn't there. Dovid couldn't hit. Rubin on the drive and the finish. And the lead's back down to 7. And right back into their full court. Oh, they're not going to press here. They came up like they were, and they fell back into man defense. And a foul on, it appears it's on Roy Itzkovich. It's an offensive foul, loose ball away from the play.
Yeah, I think they're going to call a moving screen on Roy. The fans don't like it. Scoreboard shut off, so apparently it's not just us that are having issues with the scoreboard. But, you know, that's kind of what we've spoken about with the Max so much, that you know, they get a big lead, and then, you know, you can get complacent. It's natural. You know, it's what happens. Oh, we're up 11 with 3.5 to go. Of course, you know, we're in a comfortable spot. And then offensively, you stay calm. You lose track of your plan, as the scoreboard coming back in now, as you can see, 75-68. That's going to be the foul. Excuse me, it was not on Roy Itzkovich. The foul was on Zevi Samit. That's going to be his second. But with 2:28 to go, the Max you can't play complacent. You can't allow, you know, defensive lapses, right? They let Rubin just get straight to the basket, and credit to him, you know, true PBG, professional bucket getter, as Charlie would say. But, you know, it's really a great job, and at this point, you know, I think we've officially reached the witching hour of this game, if we didn't reach it already, where wins become losses and losses become wins. This is where YU has to lock down.
Always love a red zone shout out. Johnson, a deep three, off the rim, no good. An excellent bucket out by Itzkovich to secure the rebound, and he'll get for Sackheim. 82-75, and Sackheim calls a timeout. Saw the trap, didn't like what he saw.
And with that 30-second timeout, we're going to send it away, but great move by Max Sackheim, the veteran, after getting locked up, calling the timeout. But don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Hey Max fans, this is Joseph Gittler, YU class of 1996, founder and chairman of Lekket Israel. The skies are reopening, so come and volunteer with us in Israel as soon as you make it here. Please also consider supporting us as you think about your charity. And of course, go Max!
We are back. Yeshiva University 82, NYU 75, 2:05 remaining. We're still working on our on-screen scoreboard. We've had technical difficulties for a while. You don't see it here, but we are working on it. For the Max, Dovid, Itzkovich, Samit, Barchev, and Max Zakheim. The starters minus Oselka and Sinjevsky with Barchev and Itzkovich in.
Yeah, Orsinjevsky unfortunately is fouled out. Excuse me, no, he hasn't fouled out. He's on 4 fouls, but either way, you know, Sinjevsky on the bench, Coach Steinmetz, you know, Orsinjevsky brings a lot of energy, but he brings a lot of variance. And I think Coach Steinmetz, you know, especially in a game like this, kind of just wants a little bit more of a baseline, a little bit more of a concrete floor for his guys.
That's going to be a loose ball poked off Zakheim, but they say it was last touched by Waldman. Another play that could have gone either way.
Yeah, there was lots of contact there. I think it could have been off YU, off NYU, or a foul even.
Samit working on Musako. Captain on captain, mano a mano. Samit drops him. Deep three. He buries it! Zevi Samit brings the house down on a 3!
What more could you say about Zevi Samit? He's been a little bit quiet to start the year, but he's woken up. 29 points in this game, giving Yeshiva a 10-point lead with 1:42 remaining.
Waldman for Musaka, working on Samit. Can't finish. Tipped in by Clark, and a timeout by NYU.
And that's a smart timeout by Coach Fareed, setting his defense. This 8-point game, 1:34 to go. As unfortunately we know, this game is far from over. But, you know, if you're the Maccabees, right, you're able to force that first miss, but you really need to do a better job of getting the offensive rebounds, getting the defensive rebound, cleaning up the glass, right? It's one thing for YU to do a great job defensively, especially, you know, NYU is going to be pressing for points, but you're going to have to make sure that they don't get free opportunities on the other end. Now with it being an 8-point game, the first challenge for YU is going to be getting it over, which they've done with relative success tonight. We've seen them struggle in the past. Obviously, you know, Max Zakheim missed the first 3 games, but his return makes that a lot easier. Yair Dovrat, new addition to the team, makes it a lot easier. We know Zevi Samit can do a little bit of handling the ball. You know, the smaller guys, the smaller bigs, you know, YU playing a little bit smaller with Dotan and Roy Itzkovich rounding out the lineup. But with 134, you know, it's going to be, they're going to have to get a clean inbound. They're going to have to get the ball over, and NYU going to do all they can to get it down.
Barachev's got it. Hill can't. He throws it away. Johnson now draws the foul, and he'll go back to the free throw line. Turnovers have been an issue, as Yosef, you mentioned in the past for YU. And they weren't able to get across there. Johnson going to line for 2.
And Coach Steinmetz going to bring Orsinjevsky back into the game. I believe Dotan's going to take a seat. But, you know, trying to get as many ball handlers on the floor as he can. That's basically exactly how you drew it up if you're Coach Fareed. Force the turnover, get the ball, you know, in theory, if you were perfectly drawing it up, you'd want an and 1. But not only does putting NYU at the line create, you know, free opportunities at points, but more importantly, it stops the clock. With 126 to go, the clock is the Mac's biggest enemy. So you're not only giving them free points, especially a veteran like Carnegie Johnson, who on the year before this game was shooting 93.5%. But you're stopping the clock and really creating more possessions for NYU to climb back into it.
Second free throw for Johnson is off the rim, no good. Rebound Sinjevsky. Going today a 93% free throw shooter. 1 out of 2 here. Samit's got it. 1:15 remaining. Max up 7.
And now if you're the Max, this is where you start to dribble it out.
Sinjevsky, the cutting Samit, he went off his fingertips.
And it was that set that we've seen so many times from the Max. The pick at the wing, creating the open lane. This time, it was, you know, usually we see Zevi making the screen. This time it was Zevi taking advantage of a screen, and the pass just a little too high for Samit. Defense chance coming up from the crowd.
Johnson on the drive, hands for Waldman, and he'll draw the foul. More free throws coming up for NYU.
As we'll see on the replay, Johnson taking it straight to the hoop, got Zakheim up, and then when he gave it to Waldman, Waldman on his way up was able to take advantage of Zakheim on the way down, and he'll go to the line for 2. Waldman on the year is 7 of 10 from the line, 3 of 4 tonight. Would be huge for the Max if he can miss at least one of these.
Makes the first. Under pressure, cuts it to 6. Both teams in the double bonus. Of course, that was a shooting foul, but both fouls either way will be 2 shots. And if NYU can't force turnovers, they're going to be fouling. YU's got to make their free throws. He missed the second offensive rebound. Back out to Waldman. A 3 is good. And a timeout by NYU. It's now a 3-point game. A missed free throw. Orszynjewski in for his rebounding. Couldn't box out. And it leads to a Waldman 3.
And I think if you're the Max, this is where the demons start to come back. You know, how many times have we seen this team got out to double-digit leads or remain in the lead? I mean, the Max have been in possession of the lead for a while already. And to see it crumble like this, especially so abruptly, you know, it's been, I mean, they were up by as many as 12 points. But for the Max, they're really just going to have to take advantage of you know, they're going to have to get the ball down the court, really do a better job of breaking this press, right? We saw them do it successfully, and the past couple possessions have been rough. But it's not just about getting the ball down and then whatever, but it's about, you know, when you have the ball down, don't just say, oh, we're going to delete 30 seconds to give them the ball back. You need to score on this possession, and then when you need to turn around, you can't give free points the other way. You know, NYU still has a bunch of timeouts left. Like, this game, you know, I've said it a bunch of times, this game is far from over, especially now that it's only a 3-point game. NYU's really going to have to show that maturity, right? This is, for a lot of guys, Sinjevsky is senior, Salmon is senior, Roy is senior, Zakheim is senior. This is where they show that senior leadership, that veteran presence, and are able to lock this game down.
NYU has forced a couple turnovers off this press. They'll surely be in it here. Dovid, trigger man on the inbound. Gets it in for Zakheim. He falls down, and it's going to be a held ball, and it's going NYU way. Unbelievable. The momentum has swung completely the other way.
And, you know, they're running out of things to say. But with 20 seconds on the shot clock, NYU has the opportunity to tie the game, which they don't even need to, because now with 53 seconds, plenty of time. But for the Max, a stop here is so necessary.
Johnson with it. Working on Zakheim. He'll hand for Rubin. Rubin's made 5 threes today. He'll drive on Dovid. Can't finish. Rebound, Sinjevsky. Sinjevsky ahead to Itzkovich. He got to go across the timeline, and he does. Sinjevsky with it. And a foul. 2 free throws for Roy Itzkovich. Oh, Rubin got a great look at the basket and couldn't finish the layup, which would have cut it to a 1-point game. And now Roy Itzkovich the chance to make it a 2-possession game with 26 seconds remaining.
Yeah, a little bit of a, finally, a fortunate break for the Maccabees as they're getting the ball down. Roy able to connect on the first.
Rattles it on the first. Free throws have been a pain in the Max side all year. Able to make it a 2-possession game here.
And on that, that's kind of been the story of the game almost. 17 of 18 now for the Maccabees, whereas only 11 of 18 for NYU. Sorry about the announcer's jinx, but the Max now have a 2-possession lead. NYU's going to have to move.
2-possession game, 20 seconds left. Johnson on the drive. Blocked by Zakheim, but a foul is called. A foul is called.
Max Zakheim can't believe it.
A player is down for NYU. Orszynjewski's calling over for the trainer to come over.
Yeah, it's Carnegie Johnson. He looks to be okay. I think it's just a cramp. They're trying to stretch him out in the corner as he gets up. But a wild possession there for YU. And for NYU, as we see Coach Fareed trying to, I don't know, explain something to the ref. But with now Carnegie Johnson on the line, 18.2 seconds. You know, these are crucial free throws. You know, definitely he has to make one of them. Carnegie Johnson himself, only 4 of 7 from the line, despite coming into the night shooting 93%. So let's see how he fares.
Let's see if the Max crowd is able to have an effect. Their loudest crowd season to date. Johnson, money on the first. Daniels will take a seat.
Coach Fareed going offense for defense on the substitution.
And Johnson will have the second free throw to Kansas cut it to a 2-point game. Short front of the rim, loose ball, grabbed by Volman, out to Rubin, a three, in and out. Oh, it was halfway down and out for Darren Rubin. Unbelievable, a missed free throw, an offensive rebound, a kick out, and the best shooter for NYU almost tied the game.
And I think everyone in this gym stopped, and then once that didn't go in, a sigh of relief, and just great job by Roy Itzkovich tracking the ball with the box out, grabbing the rebounds, and he has the opportunity to put the Max back up by 2 possessions with 12 seconds to go.
Itzkovich in and out on the first.
I need to stop talking.
Missed free throws for both sides. And a timeout by NYU. Trying to ice the shooter. Man, oh man. We're going to send it to a commercial break, and we'll be back after this. Stay tuned. 12 seconds remaining after the timeout.
Hey Max fans, this is Joseph Gittler, YU class of 1996, founder and chairman of Lekket Israel. The skies are reopening, so come and volunteer with us in Israel as soon as you make it here. Please also consider supporting us as you think about your charity. And of course, go Max!
We are back. Yeshiva University 86, NYU 83. Roy Itzkovich a chance to make it a 2-possession game. Yeshiva's broken the huddle, NYU hasn't. And man, oh man, this is the biggest free throw of the day. The game in the hands of Roy Itzkovich.
And for Roy, veteran presence, one of the guys you probably want on the line. But he's coming off of consecutive misses. So for him, he's got to just put that out of his head, focus on the shot in front of him. But making this would be huge for YU.
Here we go. Roy. Money. 4-point game. Johnson with it. Guarded by Zakheim. Under 10 seconds remaining. Musaka, a deep three. Back rim, no good. Loose ball. Fall 4. Shinjevsky's got it. And he is fouled with 1.4 remaining.
Huge rebound by Orsinjevsky, who's on the floor. I think he's okay. Just kind of taking it all in. As the Max big forward, the energy guy.
Brian Musako, a long three to try to get him back into the game. It wasn't there. And the rebound by Orr almost sealing the victory. Sinjevsky makes the first.
And just going back on that last play, something that, with 12 seconds to go, down 2 possessions, if you're NYU, you got to move. And they kind of, brought down the ball. But despite the timeout from Coach Fareed, it seemed that they didn't almost really have a plan. They were kind of just going around with it as the clock expires. And Yeshiva University, finally with their first win of the season, YU Max 88, NYU Violets 83. What a performance from Yeshiva University, down 16 with 11 and a half to go in the first half, able to come back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with an interview with their player of the game right after these messages.
Pines. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on JBS.
Before we close out tonight's game, we want to once again thank JBS, the Jewish Broadcasting Service, for bringing Max Live television across the country. JBS celebrates Jewish identity, culture, and education through its around-the-clock programming, and we're so grateful to the job for the family for once again making this season's broadcast possible.
And lots of pandemonium on the court as the YU Maccabees finally able to get their first win. The Cats crowd super hype, and we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter Chaim Stark, who's standing by with player of the game Zevi Samet.
All right, Zevi, first win of the season after a rough start. How'd it feel?
Feels great. Sheva Yipol Tzadik, you come. Fall down 7 times, you get up. Fell down 5, you get up. That's it.
All right, earlier in the game, NYU took control, right? They had a good start. You guys struggled. What contributed to you getting back into the game?
Basketball is a game of runs. That's it. Basketball is a game of runs. They went on a run, and sometimes you lose focus, but then you have to get the team together. That's what it is. I shared before the game, every game before in the locker room, I shared small Dvar Torah. And I said that Yaakov told all of his herds, 1, 2, 3, when you meet Esav, tell them that Yaakov is coming. I told him before the game, you got to make sure we're all on the same page. That's how you win a basketball game. Start falling apart, got to make sure your team is all on the same page. That's it.
All right, finally, what's it like having this crowd behind you while you guys are making the comeback?
It's geschmack. Just see Jews supporting Jews. I think it's really special. I think we try every day. We have practice at 6 a.m. We try to perform for them. We try to make a Kiddush Hashem, and for all the fans to come out and support us for what we're doing, I think it's amazing.
All right, Zevi, 29 points. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for that, Yaakov. Post-game interview with Zevi Samet. He's just been excellent as we're getting continued celebrations from the fans. Just a huge night for Max Nation, as the script has almost flipped. Where the Max have always come out, started hot. They 3 of their 5 games, obviously going against number 1 Trinity and number 2 Randolph-Macon. They really struggled, and but that's it's almost okay because they're the 1 and 2 team in the nation. But against those other teams, number 4 Tufts, number 15 Mary Washington, who's now up to number 7 by the way, and Chapman, those games. They really just did a great job. They didn't do a great job, closing it out, even though they were up for a majority of the game. This game, the script was flipped. They start out going down, like Zevi was saying. They band together. They work hard. They bring the energy. They're able to come back, and they're able to get it in. We'd like to give a huge thank you to everyone who worked this game, starting with Executive Director Eitan Traurig, Executive Producer Dovid Samson, Associate Producer Zachary Sicklick, Director Jarret Lazarus, our researchers Matthew Lauren, and the great Yaakov Lazar.
Thank you.
And we'd like to give a shout out as well to our camera operators, Danae Backenheimer, Alberto Emanuel, Moshe Laub, and Marco Fanunu. Really,
shout out to Yosef Silver on the collar. It was a pleasure working with you.
Really shout out to everyone. Stay tuned as Saturday night the Max will close out, or I guess this stretch, still have that one big game against against IWU, long time, or recent, rivals of Yeshiva University. Always sure that one's going to be a fun one, but one more game of this non-conference stretch as we take on a familiar foe in St. Joe's, Connecticut. Should be a great one. That's 8:30 Saturday night, right here in the Max Stern Athletic Center, right here on Max Live, right here on JBS. But for Yaakov Lazar, I'm Yosef Silver. Everyone have a great night.